If you're watching this video, you've signed up for AP Chem. So let's talk about my class. How are you successful in AP Chem? That's the first question you're probably thinking. My summer's over. How am I going to be successful? Biggest thing is there are 5 things basically in life that make you successful, but especially in AP Chem. Show up. Be in class for tests. You want to make sure that you're there, taking the tests, focused, there for labs, everything you need to do. Obviously, things happen. Sometimes people get sick. But what you ideally want to do is you want to be there because it's in life. Like they say, you must be present to win with the lottery and all that. Or like raffles, same thing there for AP Chem. You want to show up. You want to work hard. Work hard. You're not always going to basically know what's going on in AP Chem, and that's okay as long as you go and fix it. So the key thing is basically going through the homework problems, checking to make sure you got them right. If you got them wrong, fix it or get the help that you need. Keep working hard. Listening. Biggest thing for me is make sure you follow directions. There are very specific directions, especially in this video, that are going to make you successful in the class. And it's critical that you follow the directions that we basically have in the class. You're listening. The other thing is reworking problems until you own them, what I call the grind bruh. What that means is you're going to have to be grinded in my class. Means sometimes we'll go over problems in class, you'll get them wrong, and then you go home, you work them at the kitchen table, see if you can work it out. If you're still having trouble, there's a video key that I'll use that'll go over it, and then rework the problems from scratch. You don't want to just look at work you've already done. The trick is you basically want to take a problem, rework it, and then keep practicing, and then help each other out. The idea is if you can help someone else out, if you can ever lend a hand to someone and help them out, especially in AP Chem, help each other out. I don't mean take a picture of the homework and send it to someone, but sit down, help them explain it, do like a little lunch tutoring session, or, I know you guys FaceTime and all that. Work with each other to basically be successful because that's key. That'll pay benefits and reap benefits when you get to college. Grading scale, 80% of your grade is based on tests and quizzes. There's usually an assessment probably once per week. Quizzes and unit tests are typically what we take. You take about a quiz a week roughly. Homework. There's homework pretty much every night. 20%. It goes in the same category. Labs. The lab write-ups are very simple. They're basically lab review sheets versus full-blown write-ups. So that'll be pretty easy for you to keep track of. And it's pretty unstressful the way we basically do them. You're basically just writing a summary of the lab and doing whatever the calculations are. It's not a full-blown lab report. We'll talk about that as we get into each one. No work, no dice. If you don't show your work on the homework, you're not going to get full credit. What does that mean? Well, I call it the trifecta. There's 3 things that have to basically be shown on your homework. The basic equation, numbers in the units. We always want to write units on the AP exam. You get points for the units. I grade AP style, so you don't want naked numbers. And then you have the answer with units as well. So the equation, the numbers substituted in, and the answer with units. So what does that look like when we talk about the trifecta? Let's say we're doing a heat equation. The heat equation is Q is equal to MC delta T. And in the question in the book, they want to know how much heat water basically absorbs to increase, let's say, 50 grams of water. I wouldn't put a 50 there. I put 50 grams inside the parentheses. Specific heat of water is 4.184. I wouldn't just leave it like that. Joules per gram degrees Celsius. And then finally, let's say the temperature changes 5 degrees, and that would be 5 degrees Celsius. So when we take the equation, we're still solving for Q. Here's your equation on your homework. That would be one line. Next line is going to be the numbers and the units inserted into the spots. Last thing is you would have your answer. So basically, when I'm all done, I cancel the grams, cancel the Celsius. Unit heat is in joules. Easy to see because I can write it and cancel it. Super duper. Cancel it out. The only thing I have left is joules. It slides over. Do the math. I have my answer, my numeric answer, and my units as well. That's the way your homework should look. In chemistry, we do vertical problem solving. So you do one calculation, space, at least one line of space. We don't crunch. Then you do the next calculation, and then you go this way. Just like on the AP exam, it's vertical problem solving. So if this is question number 1, question number 2, you go, that's the direction you go. We don't go sideways. You don't want to cram it all together. It makes it hard for me to grade, hard for you to review. Extra credit. There's only one form of extra credit in my class. I call it the deluxe edition. Doesn't even matter anymore. Basically, you can get up to 10%. It is at my discretion. It depends on the scoring average. I use what's called a floating scale based on the 3 class averages. So when we take a test in our class, I take the average of 3rd period, 5th period, and 6th period, well, all 3 chemistry classes, average them together and divide by 3. I get the overall AP chemistry average, and then I scale it from there. It can be anywhere from 10 all the way down to a 2-point scale. It depends on the test, and it depends on the score of all 3 periods. So that's why you want to make sure you're not passing on information to the other periods, because their score scale will go up, and then your scale will go down relative to theirs overall. So I use a floating scale based on the 3 class average. Now, how do you get the full extra credit? This is the only form of extra credit that's available in my class. You can't do any side projects. There's nothing else. This is it. Is what you do is this. You would have completed all your homework for the unit. That'll get you about basically 2.5% if it was 10%. Think of it like this. This is 25% of whatever the scale is. Doesn't mean you always get 2.5%. It means whatever the scale is set to, a floating scale. How I curve it is depending on how the classes do. If you complete the practice exam at the beginning of every unit or at the end of every unit and you complete all the work, that would be another 25% of the scale, or 2.5 if it was out of 10. That would be the example. That's what it's usually out of. And then finally, we have test corrections. You're going to complete the into by the due date. Those are done during class a little bit and then before school. They expire. You have basically 2 days from when I issue the into to complete it. Unless you're absent for some reason, you must complete all 3 parts for the extra credit. I don't do partial extra credit. Either you qualify for all 4. That's why missing homework is no bueno. That's Spanish for no good, is no bueno, because what it does is it basically prevents you from having the chance to do extra credit. Now, you're going to notice there's going to be a lot of videos. Look, you're watching a video even before school starts. Videos are such a big part of the class because a couple things. It teaches key concepts, which allows me to do advanced practice with you in school, which allows you to master the concept faster and get greater amounts of feedback. It allows you to review anytime you want. You can do it on a plane, a train, a bus, wherever you guys are. You guys have your cell phones with you all the time. So wherever you're at, you can have access to the YouTube through Google Classroom, and you'll be able to rewatch the videos. It's a great way to study. And then video quizzes. I do give video quizzes on the intros, are directly related to the content that basically is in the video, and we want to make sure we're learning every day. The idea in life is you want to get better every day. The video quizzes provide you the opportunity. They're super easy points because they're basic concepts covered in class. When you walk into class, it's an easy way to boost your grade. All right, when you're doing your homework, we do homework selfies, aka PDF. Key thing is it has to be submitted as a single PDF. It makes it easier. Well, that's not a highlighter. It makes it easier for me to grade. So we want to submit it as a single PDF. Couple things you want to make sure of. Look at it. You don't put blurry photos on your Instagram. Don't send me a blurry homework assignment because I'll basically that's not following directions and I will dock you. Never post sideways pics. If you're gonna take a homework selfie, meaning you're gonna scan your homework in, you want to scan it to where it's basically not sideways. You want to have basically be going this way. All the work should be going this way. No bueno. That is automatically an F if you hand in a sideways. The best way, if you have an Apple phone, iPhone, to scan for it is if you open the Notes application, there's a little plus sign in the Notes application. If you hit that, the thing that comes up is Scan Document. It is a cool little feature that allows you to scan, and you can save it right to your Google Drive and then paste it to Google Classroom. I know a lot of kids did that last year. You hold it over, you have your notebook on the front. If you take a photo, it automatically creates a PDF. You take as many as you click as many as you want, and it'll combine as a single PDF that you upload. If you don't have an Apple, no big deal. The program that works really well is called ScanBot. If you download the app, it works very well, and you can add it to it. If you have questions, you can see me after class or actually at lunch. I'll show you how to do it. Just download the app to your phone. Those are the big keys. Now, what is the grind in my class? The grind is you're not always going to get the information the first time you see it, and that's okay. You're taking general chem for majors. It's accelerated chem is what AP Chem is. So the only way to do well in this class is to constantly fix the mistakes you make. Everybody's going to make mistakes. You want to own yours. The best thing to do is rework your missed problems from scratch. Redo the work. Don't just look at it. One of the things I'm going to do is I will provide video solutions for homeworks, keys during the year. Any mistake that you make, you have to have, if I have a video key that goes with it, you have to have grind notes on them. Grind notes. So on them, I don't know what the heck's with that sentence. But you're going to use a different color. You could pick green, red, purple, something besides basically blue or black, but something dark. And then when you basically start studying for a unit test, your corrections will be the first place you start. Now, how are we going to organize all this? Well, all your homework's going to be in the grind notebook, which is really the only required thing you have to have for my class is a specific notebook that I'll post. You can order from Amazon. The rules are you are required to have it in class every single day with you. You don't even have to bring the textbook from home. You take the textbook home, but your grind notebook has to be with you every day. You need to correct your work in a dark color, not blue or black, before you upload. So if there's a video key that goes with the homework, you have to use a video key to correct your work, fix your mistake. The other thing is, you would do the homework, you check the video key. You're going to do corrections, and then we're going to put it on our tracking sheet, aka our OTS. Stands for Opportunity Tracking Sheet, because this is an opportunity for you to get better. The way you fill out an opportunity tracking sheet, the question you got wrong, let's say it's chapter 1, question 10. Objectives. You're going to have a list of objectives you get at each unit. You'll be able to find the objective number. Let's say it's calculating density of an object, and it was objective number 12. So it's objective 12, and then you could write density calculation or whatever the objective is. Correction. What did you do to fix it? Maybe when I did the density calculation, I basically didn't put mass over volume equals density. So you would write you'd either show the calculation what you did, or you could basically explain what you did. And you could show the calculation here and then write notes on this side. That's what this is for. And then remember I talked about the redo. In your grind notebook, you'll basically write the page number because it should be listed where you have the redo work in a different color. So let's say this would be basically page 12 of my grind notebook would have the correction for density. Why is this an opportunity tracking sheet? Because when you go to study for the unit test, the first thing you're going to go to is to your OTS. OTS? So what you're going to do is, this is your to-do list of things you need to study to get better. Because the thing is, it's always about getting better. So you use your opportunity tracking sheet, you check all that off as you go, and you're ready to study. Now, I will see you on Monday. Make sure that you have done the summer work, and make sure that you have memorize your polyatomic ions. We're going to get cracking. So ideally, we're going to right out of the gate. I'm excited for the school year. I hope you're excited as well. And I will see you on Monday, and get ready to rock and roll. Have a great evening.